It's been about 6 months since Microsoft Flight Simulator has released, and without saying any further, you can see that the add-on side of things are slowly but surely starting to make its improvement more and more each day, with more content developers and more add-on developers making more scenery, airplanes, and even third-party add-ons for us users to use. Carenado has dropped their 5th airplane for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and that's what we're looking at today, which is the Piper Arrow III. Based on a 201 horsepower variation with a Lycoming engine in the front of it, this airplane definitely does pack a little bit of oomph behind it, and I have to say that it is a really good looking airplane too. It sounds great, it performs great, but there is some things that I want to make sure for you users that are thinking of purchasing this product, because it is a little bit on the pricier side of things and it's going to have some competition here in the next few days. I think it's only fair to say that there's another content creator making an Arrow 3 that looks a little bit more older and a little bit more of a advanced add-on than what Carenado has produced here, and that's Just Flight. So stay tuned for a video probably reviewing that aircraft, and you can probably find it in the comment section down below here on this video once that aircraft drops. And this is where I'm going to say, user be warned, if you're going to go and purchase the Carenado Arrow, this is where you should sit there and question, should I wait for the Just Flight or should I sit here and purchase this airplane? Is this going to be enough for me? I quite enjoy flying and purchasing these airplanes and flying them around and seeing what they have to offer. And I've never really been disappointed with any of the add-ons that have been released for Microsoft Flight Simulator from the Carenado side of things. There have been a little bit of a few bugs, and some of their add-ons still to this day have a few bugs that they have to rectify. And I think that goes without saying that I have noticed a few things initially with this release of the Arrow. And that the big thing being for me, as somebody who's been starting to repaint add-ons for Microsoft Flight Simulator, that the lack of a paint kit and the lack of the ability to use Blender and the add-on itself is really starting to show that these add-ons, that the more complex they get, the more they're going to have support when it comes to being able to create third-party repaints. Now, talking about the actual airplane itself, it sounds great, it performs great, I get solid frames in the simulator, that is no problem there, and as you can see by the video here, that is really showing its true colors there. But stepping forward, when it comes to being an advanced IFR machine, it's very similar to what we saw with their Piper Seminole product, and that's essentially what the Arrow is just a single engine Seminole. The Seminole, yes, it has a little bit less horsepower than what a single engine on the Arrow does, but they're pretty much carbon copy airplanes with just a little bit of a few differences that you can notice cosmetically, but also performance-wise too. But interior-wise, with the Carenados, they're identical. You'll notice that things are laid out identically, and even if you were to be that much more of a detail-oriented person like myself, you can go in and look at the texture files that are developed with this airplane and realize that they've actually taken stuff over from the Seminole and popped it into the Arrow here. So that just shows you how the similarities between the two airplanes compare. It does come with some basic avionics in it that get you going along the way, but I recommend that you go get some third-party avionics. So I got the GNS 430 mod installed initially right on release here, so you can see that the add-on is already being added a little bit more of a realistic environment to it. But without saying much more, for $31.99 too, I think it's worth this going forward, knowing that there's just a more advanced airplane with an iPad that definitely does show a little bit more detail down the road coming out. I don't think it justifies the cost, to be frankly honest with all you guys. So once again, users be warned, if you're thinking of buying the Carenado Piper Arrow today, definitely sit there and reevaluate before you actually hit that purchase button in the Microsoft store, because you are spending $31.99 Canadian, whatever that is in your local currency, whatever it puts on the store for you. So just be warned when you do buy that you might not be getting the full product that you could potentially be getting with something else that could be dropping here in the next little bit. But we'll have to come and see. And that's the wonderful thing about these review videos, is I can provide you a little bit of insight on what you can expect coming down the road. So all in all, I'm quite happy with the product, but like I said, you have to be warned, and if you're going to purchase that button, to not sit here and come back to this video and go, but you said it was great. So that's your warning today, everyone. So I recommend it for somebody who's a basic flyer, somebody who just likes to fly general aviation around and not too much is worried about the avionics that are inside and is just enjoying the scenery. But if you're somebody that's a little bit more of a advanced flight sim user and is looking for something that is going to give you a little bit more of an oomph for your buck, then I'd probably wait out for the Just Flight Arrow 3 that's going to be dropping here sometime next week. And by the time, if you're seeing this video weeks down the road, that it's probably already out. So I'm going to let you guys enjoy the rest of the video, enjoy the scenery here, and just get to enjoy the sounds and stuff of what this product has to offer. And you can go find this once again in the Microsoft Store, directly in MSFS. And if you have any questions, any feedback at all, please let me know in the comment section down below. and I'll see you guys in the next video.